Ready to unlock some power in your life. I'm talking about power to reshape your reality.
Oh, I like that. Reshaping reality.
That's what we're diving into today. We're going to
Certainly.
get deep into enduring faith. And, I think when people hear that phrase, they think, oh, grit your teeth, white knuckle it, just like get through.
Right. Just hold on. Yeah.
But this is about something way bigger. We're going to find out what that is today.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
We're going to be looking at excerpts from 7 Keys to the Kingdom of God,
Okay.
specifically zeroing in on key #2, endurance with faith.
I'm intrigued.
So get ready. This is going to be good. This whole idea of enduring faith, I don't know about you, but for me, it's always been more than just like weathering the storm, right?
Right.
It's about like drawing strength from something unshakable. And I always think about the Apostle Peter, right?
Right.
He was always urging believers to stand firm no matter what, despite the trials. So what are your initial thoughts on this, like very active, almost like defiant approach to faith?
Well, it's interesting because this idea of tests of faith is something that comes up in cultures all over the world and throughout history. And it seems like hardship, or enduring hardship, I should say, becomes like a testament, right, to how strong our beliefs really are.
Yeah.
And it's like this persistence that's being talked about. It's not just about sitting back and just hoping that things are going to get better, but it's about almost proving it, right? You're proving the strength of what you believe through your actions, through those challenges.
So it's less about hoping and more about living it out.
Yes, exactly.
So how does that play out in a real world scenario?
Well, let's take David, for example.
Okay.
Right? David, always running from King Saul,
Right.
who was incredibly jealous of him and afraid of him and angry at him. And David, he was living in fear. But he never stopped believing that God had chosen him, had promised that he would be king. And so his persistence wasn't about, just hoping that he would outlive Saul.
Right.
But it was about remaining faithful to what he believed God's vision was for his life. And that's, talk about resilience, right?
Oh, yeah.
To go through all of that.
He had every reason in the world to just give up.
Exactly.
But he chose to hold on.
He held on.
And I think that's such a powerful example of how enduring faith isn't passive. It's not just like, oh, I'm just going to wait this out. It's this unwavering commitment to something bigger than ourselves.
It really is.
And, this reminds me of a parable, and I think it's in our source material here, but it's the parable of the persistent widow.
Yes.
Which I love. It's like a crash course in how much weight our unwavering faith carries.
Totally. And it's more than just a cute story, right?
Right.
This parable is like this really powerful teaching on how God responds to us when we just don't give up on him.
Yes. I love how Jesus uses humor to make this point.
Yeah.
He compares God to an unjust judge, which I always think is so funny.
Right. He's like, listen, if even a crooked judge, he actually uses those words, can be swayed by someone who just won't give up.
Yeah.
How much more will our loving God respond to the heartfelt cries of his children?
Mm-hmm.
He even quotes the judge in verse 5, and he says, because this widow keeps bothering me, I'm going to see that she gets justice because she's wearing me out with her coming.
He does. He says that.
Right. It's hilarious. He's making fun of this whole system.
It's kind of cheeky, isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's like he's saying, if a broken system like that can be moved by someone who just won't quit.
Right.
Imagine what unwavering faith can do with a loving God.
Exactly.
So it's not just about praying once and being like, okay, I'm done.
No, not at all. It's like our source material says it takes more than just a one-time thing.
Right.
This is a commitment. It's a lifestyle.
Okay.
7 Keys is really big on this whole idea of a sustained commitment.
Yeah, and that it's reflected in our everyday actions too, right?
Absolutely. This isn't about trying to manipulate God.
Right.
It's about really aligning ourselves with his will.
Yeah.
And that happens through prayer, consistent prayer, and righteous living.
Okay, so consistently showing up in our faith.
Yes.
And not just in what we say we believe, but actually how we live it out.
Yes, exactly.
I love how our source lays out these practical steps. It's like, okay, here's how you can actually cultivate this enduring faith.
It's a beautiful guide.
It is. It says steadfast prayer, consistent righteousness, and encouraging others.
It's all connected,
It's like a roadmap, right?
It is. It is. It gives us something we can actually use.
So let's break these down a little because I think that's really helpful.
Okay, sounds good.
So we've got steadfast prayer, and I feel like there's this misconception sometimes that it's like, okay, I just pray when I need something.
Oh, yeah, like a vending machine.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But what does it actually look like to have that steadfast prayer?
Well, it's about weaving prayer into everything we do. It's not just about those moments of crisis, but it's those everyday conversations with God.
Oh, I like that. It's like a constant conversation,
Yes.
not just an emergency flare gun.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's prayer, but then there's this whole concept of consistent righteousness.
Right. And that goes beyond just saying, I believe.
Right.
It's about showing it.
Okay, so how do we actually do that?
It's about how we treat others.
Uh,
It's about kindness, compassion, all those things that reflect God's love. It's about striving to live ethically, even when it's hard.
it's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Exactly. And, I always think about that verse, faith without works is dead.
It's true. It's
Right.
got to be more than just words.
It does. It has to be lived out. And, we can't forget about encouraging others
Yeah.
because it's so easy when we're going through something ourselves
Oh, I know.
to get stuck in our own stuff, right?
Totally.
But we have to look outward, too. We have to lift each other up, share those stories of perseverance.
Because sometimes just the act of encouraging someone else lifts you up, too.
It does. And it reminds us that we're not alone in this. And that even in the tough times, faith can be that light.
So if you're listening to this right now, I want you to think about those three killers: steadfast prayer, consistent righteousness, encouraging others.
Powerful stuff.
Which one of those right now in your life are you like, man, that really speaks to me, that feels like the missing piece?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How those three simple things can make such a huge difference.
They really can. But there's one last point from Seven Keys that I gotta bring up because I think it's huge and it ties into everything we've been talking about today.
Okay, yeah, what's that?
This whole idea of waiting on the Lord's timing.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we can all relate to that, like wanting things to just happen on our own schedule.
Oh, absolutely. It's human nature. I mean, we're so used to instant gratification, right?
Right.
But spiritual growth, that just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Our source is really clear about that.
Yeah, and that's hard.
It
Because
is.
you want something so bad and you're like, God, come on.
Exactly.
But Seven Keys is saying, hey, enduring faith, that means trusting God's timing, even when it doesn't make sense to us.
And that's the hard part.
It is.
Yeah.
So how do we balance those two things, right? Because we have that desire for things to happen now.
Yeah.
But then we're also supposed to surrender to this bigger plan that we can't even see.
Well, and that's where the endurance part comes in.
Okay, yeah.
It's about holding on to hope, even when it feels like things are delayed or maybe even like they're going off track.
Right.
And it takes trust, real trust, that God sees something we don't.
It's like trusting the GPS, even when it takes you a way you don't recognize.
Exactly. And sometimes those detours, they actually lead us to something even better
Oh, I love that.
than what we were hoping for.
It's like, okay, God, you know the shortcut. I'm going to trust you on this one.
And that's what enduring faith is all about. It's that unwavering belief, even in the middle of uncertainty.
Man, we really covered some ground today.
We did.
But I think the big takeaway here, and something for all of us to think about, is this. What if those times when we're waiting and praying and it feels like nothing's happening?
Yeah.
What if that's not God saying no?
Right.
What if it's like he's setting the stage for something even more amazing than we could imagine?
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about trusting in his goodness and in his plan for our lives.
So keep asking those questions, keep digging into this, and most importantly,
Yes.
keep nurturing that enduring faith.
Beautiful.
Until next time, keep diving deep.